No.
I know how much you mean that, Jill, but Claudius Church can use your dismissing him yesterday in terms of your defense.
Roger, will you give up? I don't want to have anything more to do with the man.
Please rehire him, Jill. He can turn the situation into your advantage. You can plead temporary insanity, mental instability, whatever the hell it takes.
I'm going to tell you one more time. I did not kill Ken. I will not plead temporary insanity because it would mean telling a lie.
It is your one and only hope for getting an acquittal.
And it would also mean the loss of my license to practice law. Now, you more than anyone else should understand that.
Hi.
Hi.
I didn't ring the bell. Forgot I had my own key. Hope I didn't pull you out of a comfortable spot.
No problem. So, to what do I owe the honor of this visit?
Familial concern. I just wanted to drop by, see how you were doing.
Oh, hobbling around a little bit better, toying with the idea of selling matchsticks on the corner.
Rumor has it you're crawling the walls.
Well, you know what they say, you have to crawl before you can walk.
So you are okay. Sense of humor's still intact.
Yeah, sure thing. You hear the one about sticks and stones can break your bones, but speeding cars in a slippery stoop are equally effective.
On second thought, maybe you are losing your sense of humor.
Well, it could be. I'm going a little stir-crazy here, not that Faith hasn't been treating me very well.
I'm glad.
She's a regular guardian angel, a very special lady. But then I don't have to tell you that, do I?
No, you don't. In fact, you don't have to tell me anything. But if you're up to it, there are several aspects of Jill's case that I'd like to go over with you.
Lifeline information package. Call 1-866-677-7561 now and ask about free activation.
Now my daughter doesn't worry so much about me living alone.
Jack's column? Did you read Linda Fisher's?
Yeah. Hard to believe they're covering the same story. Jill Coleridge firing her attorney.
Fisher does tend to go for the seamy side.
Her whole paper does. It belongs in a grocery store next to the checkout counter, ever since that new publisher took over. I feel like hiding it behind something more respectable every time I read it in a public place.
Good sports section, though.
Yeah. And I guess I like sleaze as much as the next guy.
Here, you can say that again.
At least, I don't call it news.
Pierce and Pierce. Yes, it is. Yes, of course I do. Well, that's very interesting. We handled a case something like that about 1.5 years ago. I see our reputation precedes us. Well, good. Yes? Well, I think it would be worth our while to handle that for you immediately, Mr. Sky. We could clear the decks here by this afternoon and make ourselves available to you for the next few days exclusively.
Matt, remember I'm going away for a couple of days.
I remember. We'll discuss it. Yes, sir. Of course you can count on us. 3 o'clock, then. That's fine.
What was that all about?
That was all about our new employer, Martin Sky.
Financier?
That's right. Sounds fascinating. Much like the Ferguson case. Sky suspects an employee of laundering syndicate money through the firm. Wants everything on the QT. No sense in jeopardizing the firm's good name on a hunch, no matter how informed.
Matt,
He's offering a very handsome retainer plus percentage bonus. Enough to justify going exclusive for a few days. I love high finance.
That's all fine, but I'm not available. I told you I'm spending 2 days in Cape May.
I know, honey. I'm sorry, but this is business. We're partners.
I know that.
You don't have any vacation time coming?
I know that, too.
Martin Sky is a prestigious client. It could mean a lot to us.
Look, it's not like I take 2 days off every other week.
Did you see the fee? How many zeros do you see behind that 3?
That much.
That much.
Yeah, but...
There is no buts, Rose. I expect you to honor your commitment to this partnership. I don't expect you to play on my sympathy with your personal life.
I wasn't trying to do that. But I told you about it last night, and again just now when you were on the phone.
And I overrode your objections because I weighed the value of accepting the work.
Against my argument.
The work tipped the scales. Martin Sky is a prestigious client, important to us.
Okay, okay.
And he didn't ask for Pierce or Pierce. He asked for Pierce and Pierce, and that's what I promised him, okay?
I feel like I'm being railroaded. But all right. Yeah. I guess I can put the trip off with Finelli until next week.
Exactly.
You couldn't put Sky off until next week, could you?
I said we'd be ready this afternoon. You want to have a quick lunch?
No. I have some business downtown at the municipal building. I'll, drop by and straighten things out with Jack on my way.
Fine.
Frank, I feel badly for Jillian and the whole situation. She's a good friend, and I hate to see her in so much trouble, and I know how concerned Roger and Faith are.
You could help.
I don't think so.
What do you mean, Barry?
I mean, I know everybody is expecting me to save the day. I'm going to come in at the last minute in the last reel and confess. Well, I can't do that. Much as I would like to take the heat off Jillian, I can't.
Why not?
It's very simple, really. I did not kill Ken.
You see, Barry, I would love to sit here and tell you straight out that I believe you, but there happens to be one big hole in your story.
I know. 20 minutes of missing in action.
That's right.
Okay. I know this is going to sound like an evasive digression, but I'm going to have to risk it. I've been having a lot of trouble with my credibility ever since Delia threw that, this is your life salute to my checkered past.
Must have been brutal. Have you recovered?
Well, it only hurts when I laugh. Embarrassment is one thing. A reputation as a pathological liar is another thing, and I'm beginning to learn to live with that. What I was never able to accept was that it was really over with Delia. I harbored hopes that I could straighten things out and somehow we would get back together again, but then... Well, at the moment, I think I'm wrong. You have any opinion about that?
Do you want me to be brutally honest?
Yes, I do.
I think Delia invested a great deal in you, Barry. Now, how much of that was based or grounded in reality, I have no way of knowing. I do know that the betrayal had a profound effect on her.
Meaning?
Meaning I don't see any long-range hopes for the two of you.
Well, you have to admit, Delia is nothing if not unpredictable.
I suppose.
Has she found someone else?
Wouldn't put it like that. Let's just say that the whole business has caused a small regression for her.
Regression in what sense?
She's been driven back to the Ryans.
Back to you mean?
It's possible that's what she has on her mind. Patrick and I have always represented a link to the family for Dee. It's not me, Barry. Wonderful as I am, I'm not the major fascination. It's more the family, belonging to that structure, feeling accepted.
Frank, how do you feel about Delia, if I may ask?
It's okay. I like Dee. I like her a lot better now than when I was married to her.
Story of my life.
Seriously, I think she's made great strides. I think she's grown up a lot.
But you're not in love with her?
No. Definitely no. It's important that I maintain some semblance of a stable relationship with her, if only for little John's sake. She makes that sometimes difficult, though. In fact, she's making it very difficult at the moment.
Faith.
In a word.
Delia's very threatened by Faith. It's painful to watch. She's set up some kind of competition.
That's all part of the regression. All the manipulative stuff trying to make Faith. I'm not sure how you changed the subject, but I still want to talk to you about Jill.
I wasn't changing the subject. There were a few things I had to get clear first.
Well, basically, it's none of my business. But your involvement in Ken's death is clearly a key issue in Jill's defense.
Well, that's a mistake.
Will you talk about it or not?
Yeah.
But the problem is, obviously, that 20-minute period when both Jillian and Jack went to your room.
And I wasn't there.
Right. And there has to be a better explanation than the ones I've heard so far.
Yes, there is.
Did you go to Ken's room during that period of time, Barry?
The mob war is on.
Channel 101.
Hi.
Come on in.
Oh, you had lunch. I missed it, darn it.
Well, you should have called for reservations.
You had peanut butter, my favorite. How's it going, Ryan?
Okay.
Oh, well, you look ravishing in your mustache.
Well, that's what everybody on Weehawken Street's wearing this winter.
Hey, you know, a lot of really terrific artists work with paper cutouts just like you're doing. You're a Little League Henri Matisse.
I know.
So, why are you here?
Would you believe I was in the neighborhood?
You just,
I'm glad I didn't do that.
you just dropped in to spill a cup of sugar?
To apologize.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay.
Not for the sugar.
Oh. Oh. What?
Couldn't I ease into the heavy stuff? Let's small talk like regular people. Let's talk about the weather, huh? Cold, huh? I mean, you tell me how much you like my dress. I tell you how much I loved your article. You get to offer me a cup of coffee, get me a paper towel.
Forget the sugar. Rose?
I'm babbling, huh?
Mm-hmm. What is it?
Look, I really feel awful about this. Could we put off Cape May until next week?
Sure. Why?
Why? I could strangle Matthew. Don't listen, Ryan. I mean, I told him about our plans last night. And then this morning, he takes this job that's going to take both of us full-time for the next few days. I even reminded him about it this morning, and he just took it anyway. It's a real prestige case, a lot of money. Matt was right to take it. Our client's Martin Skye. Do you know him? He's a big name in the glamorous world of the filthy rich and high finance. And there's a nice bonus on top of a very generous retainer.
Terrific.
Your mouth is saying terrific, but your face is saying other stuff. Why?
You told Matt last night you wanted a couple of days off, and he said it was fine.
Well, sort of. He nodded.
Yeah, but he heard you, so that means he approved.
Sure.
And then first thing this morning, he accepted a case to keep you in town.
Yes, that's essentially what I just said.
Then I take it back.
About what?
About next week being okay. It isn't. This week is what's okay. You said yes, Matt agreed, I'm gonna hold you to it.
You're kidding.
No, I'm serious. Matt's being unfair to you. And to me.
And I should stand up to him on principle. You're a principle.
Well, you're standing up to me.
Look, this is business, strictly business. Pierce and Pierce.
Is it?
Yeah, you think Matt was looking for an excuse to get me to stay in town.
Doesn't much matter what I think.
Not much. Yeah, this all fits in pretty tidily with your theory about Matt and me, doesn't it?
I didn't say a word.
You didn't have to.
You know, sometimes I think you don't even need two people to have an argument.
Yeah, you think Matt is threatened by you. Uh-huh. That whatever there is between us makes him want to cling to our old structure. Father-daughter against the world.
I promise no more unsolicited amateur analysis. No theories.
I know.
So?
You're giving me sort of an ultimatum, Finelli.
You don't like it?
You got it.
I'm sorry.
I don't like the pressure. I especially don't like having to choose between Matt and you. But fair is fair, and I have this gut feeling that Matthew is not being straight with me. And if he is acting out something, I want to know what it is, and I want to resolve it once and for all.
So, we go to Cape May this week.
So, I go talk to my father. Bye, Ryan.
Bye, Rose.
One giant leap at a time.
Next, seduction rules the bedroom and the boardroom on The Young and the Restless.
They bill Medicare or your insurance company directly. There are no upfront costs. And they deliver your supplies right to your door for free. Call now and find out why thousands of people choose Access.
For more information, call 1-800-219-3173. Operators are standing by.
Access is America's choice for diabetic supplies. Call Access today. You'll be glad you did.
No, I wasn't in Ken's room.
But you weren't in your room either.
Right.
So why do I get the feeling all of a sudden we're playing 20 questions, Barry?
Why do I get the feeling this isn't a friendly conversation anymore?
Touché.
You working for Jill or what?
Nothing official, Barry, but I want you to tell me where you were.
I was in an unoccupied room next to mine.
Doing what?
I was engaged in an intimate exchange with a friend.
What friend?
Nobody you know. But what's more to the point, it was nobody that Delia knew, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yes, I think I do.
It was Irene Patton, the nurse.
Why didn't you tell anybody about this sooner?
I had hopes of a reconciliation with Delia. Until now, I really thought it was possible.
Until now.
Yeah, I think I'm giving up. I knew that one tiny indiscretion would ruin whatever chances I had. I promised Delia that I could change, and I really had. Nurse Patton was my one fall from grace, my only one, after Lily. And even her I'd given up regretfully, long before Delia threw that party for me.
So you kept this to yourself?
For a lot of reasons, Frank. I really thought Jill was guilty. I thought she'd get off on some technicality or other. I didn't think it would go this far.
But it has. Jillian swears she did not kill Ken. Her whole defense was based on naming you and other suspects as alternative suspects.
No. Claudius Church's defense hinged on hanging me. Now, Jillian didn't want to go that route. That's why she fired him. I know there are a lot of loopholes, a lot of little details that make me look very guilty, but I haven't lied to anyone as yet.
You haven't told the whole truth either.
I said I wasn't in Ken's room except in the morning when we made arrangements to have his song Jillian released. Now, that's the truth. As for the 20 minutes...
Will this nurse corroborate this story?
Yeah, I'm sure she will. You can go to her if you want to. She's a very nice girl. Woman. She also has a terrific reputation at Riverside, so I trust you'll be very discreet about this.
Oh, of course.
Funny, isn't it? I would rather have Delia think that I killed my best friend than have her find out I made love with my nurse.
Funny.
Doesn't matter anymore, I guess. So you see, I have an alibi and a witness.
Well, I'm just very, very thankful that you didn't wait till it came down to the wire, Barry.
So am I, because my story would have held up in court. I tried to warn Jill not to make me her alternative.
Well, if you didn't do it, then that makes things look like a hell of a lot worse for Jill, doesn't it?
There's no if, Frank. I didn't do it.
I wonder what the chances are that Jill did, after all.
I wish you would reconsider, Jill. You've got to understand how desperate your situation is without Church.
The man is a liar. He has broken every single promise to me. And I don't want to deal with him anymore. That is it.
Look, you only have 2 weeks. You can't prepare an adequate defense in 2 weeks. And on top of that, you've got a hostile judge in your hands. Now, you can't go it alone. Please, you've got to think it through.
I have thought it through. I understand my situation. What I don't understand is your insistence and your intensity. I appreciate your involvement and your concern. But now I'm telling you to back off and give me some time to think by myself and stop badgering me.
I'm sorry if I'm being overly aggressive. It's only because I care, and it seems like you're being isolated again. You don't hear a word I'm saying.
Roger, stop, because I don't want to listen to any more of it.
I wish you could understand the ramifications of what you are doing.
What the hell is the matter with him?
Where did some of your favorite stars get their start in the biz? In Bay City. Check out daytime's finest alum before they became household names. Another World, today at 2, only on SoapNet.